Formula One hits Europe for the first time this season. We're back to Italy in Imola for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. First held in 1980, this Imola circuit has been on and off the calendar for years as well. It's seen some of the greatest moments and certainly the darkest moments in Formula One, but drivers and fans love it just the same. It's the fourth round of the 2022 calendar as well. It's also the first weekend for F1 Sprint. Following on, we go to Miami in just 2 weeks' time as well for its first Grand Prix. Spain heads us back to Europe with Monaco, Azerbaijan before a brief trip back over towards Canada. Then the British Grand Prix on the first weekend in July, followed by Austria. A 2-week break before France and Hungary take us to the summer break. Then a triple header, Belgium, Netherlands and Italy on the 28th. 4th and 11th of September. Then we have on the 23rd a currently to be decided race. Rumour is it could be back to Singapore, which is a week later as well with its traditional night race. Japan is on the 9th of October, back finally as well before we head back over stateside for America at Texas on the 23rd of October. Mexico a week later. Brazil and Abu Dhabi round out the season in November as well for what should be a classic finale. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Charles Leclerc, with 2 wins out of the first 3 races, leads the title on 71 points. George Russell, being 3rd in Australia, puts him 2nd, just ahead of Carlos Sainz, who failed to finish. He's in 3rd. Sergio Perez is 2 points clear of Lewis Hamilton, who himself is 3 points clear of Max Verstappen, who is down in 6th after 2 retirements in the opening 3 races. Esteban Ocon, Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen and Valtteri Bottas round out the top 10. Further down, Daniel Ricciardo is on 8 points as well, still stuck on the second page after a slow start to the season. Pierre Gasly has 6 points, Yuki Tsunoda on 4, Fernando Alonso 2, one apiece for Zhou Guanyu, and then Alexander Albon finishing 10th in Australia with a point on the board for Williams. Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, who is deputising for Vettel, as well as Latifi, all have no points on the board. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, with Ferrari winning 2 of the opening 3 races and finishing on the podium in every single race, they lead the Constructors' Championship on 104 points. Mercedes being consistent, maybe not fast, but they're up there in 2nd on 65 points. 10 points behind them, Red Bull Racing, with a very stop-start to the season as well, early on 55. Comfortably leading McLaren, who's 4th in the Constructors' Championship, battling with Alpine, just 2 points separating them there. 9 points behind Alpine at Alfa Romeo on 13. Who are a point clear of Haas with a very strong start to the season thanks to Kevin Magnussen. They're 2 points clear of AlphaTauri on 10. Williams has 1 point. Aston Martin, unusually the last team not to score any points. It's first practice before qualifying for the 2022 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Let's take a look around the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari circuit, Imola in Italy as well, a 3.050 and 19-turn circuit that's been on and off the calendar for years. It is a driver and fan favourite. Keep on the acceleration hard as you approach the start line to start the lap. Run down towards turn number 1. It's a little kink towards the left alongside the pit lane. You barely notice it before you head down for the first real braking spot, the Tamburello chicane. Down from 8th gear all the way 5th gear. Carry the speed to the apex. There's nasty sausage curves can kick you off as well. Flat out once again through turn 3. Now into turns 4, 5 and 6 as well. The Villeneuve chicane. Rising up the hill once again, 7th gear before the braking zone, 3rd gear into Tosa. A tight inside left that clambers you up the road towards one of the fastest corners in Formula 1. Turn 8 before turn 9 at the Pirotella. Flick the car in 5th gear, carry the exit speed as well before dropping downhill. Turns 12 and 13, Acqua Minerale, flat out between the 2 waters, rising uphill. Careful not to invalidate the lap time before coming into the Valentini Alta. A very very tight. Turns 14 and 15, down all the way. Third gear corner, carry the speed, but you can easily run off track and lose your lap time. Now, begin to drop downhill. Turn 16 takes you underneath the bridge as well. You're braking at the same time as you come into Ravazza. Turn 17 and turn 18, the last point of call on the track. Vastly accelerating now towards the line. 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear. Open up the DRS. 8th gear as you cross the line to complete a lap here at Imola. It is a fast circuit and one of the best in the world. We return after 2 weeks away to Formula One in Italy, the first European race of the 2022 season. We're back in Italy for the, are you ready for this one? The 2022 Formula One Made in Italy dell'Emilia Romagna Grand Prix at the Autodromo International Enzo Di Dino Ferrari circuit. The fourth round of this championship, 63 laps ahead of us coming up. Ahead of this, a 1:13.609 is the overall lap record here set by Valtteri Bottas. 19 turns in total as well. In terms of tyres coming into this weekend, Pirelli bringing, as usual, their middling range as well. Hard is C2, medium is C3, and the soft is the C4 tyres. But none of that's going to be needed. We're going to need the green intermediates and the full blue wet weather tyres because, as usual, Imola and as well, one of the turns, Acqua Minerale, between the lakes. Interlagos is always within the lakes. Imola, exactly the same. They follow within each other. The Formula One Rolex Grand Premio di Made in Italy di Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, it gets confusing. Track temperature 14 degrees, air temperature 11 degrees and 92% humidity as well. Anthony Davidson with David Croft in the commentary box throughout the weekend as well, but alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Burch alongside JoshPlayz in the pit lane as well. Megan, Formula 2 got cancelled this morning as well due to the track conditions. Formula 3 had 3 red flags. We're going to attempt it. Fingers crossed we actually get a session though.
I really hope that we do, otherwise I feel like you're going to be like, when can I use this book?
Yeah, when can I? I've got a brand new book that Megan bought for my birthday yesterday as well, which, by the way, I am wearing a badge. It was yesterday, but come on, one here, so we've got a balloon.
Technically, it is still your birthday because you were born at 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
yeah.
So technically it's still in the first 24 hours of your life.
So this is why I have Megan in the box. Technically, it is my birthday still, the whole 24 hours.
Technically.
So we've got a balloon up in the box as well.
Happy technical birthday.
Thank you, Megan. As it comes through. But yeah, fantastic day yesterday, and hopefully going to be another fantastic day and a weekend as well where we can't wait to get started. I tell you, one person who can't wait to get started is down in the pits for us, and that's JoshPlayz. Good afternoon, Josh. This is it then, a sprint weekend. The weather conditions are horrendous. This is what we were fearing would happen with the sprint format. We could have a cancelled session.
We could, but was just looking at Twitter and Chris Medlin says the weather is easing, which is a good sign.
Oh, that is a great sign,
Of course, with a sprint weekend, we have the major heaps of tech issues.
Yeah, tech issues affecting everything once again, but the paddock looks okay. Paddock looks okay, Megs. We look okay as well.
As
Josh,
always.
we can see you, and hopefully you'll have our driver tracker working shortly as well in about 1 minute and 12 seconds. It does look actually good, Megan. Now, when we look at Ferrari here, we've got Charles Leclerc leading the title as well. He leads, if I can, well, it's actually printed out the Constructors' Championship. It hasn't actually printed out the front page, so it's handy that it's on the screen now. 71 points, Charles Leclerc has taken. 78 points have been on offer across all 3 races, including as well fastest lap. He's taken 71 of them for himself as a victory. 2 wins out of 3 races. Is Ferrari, is it this year? Can Leclerc become a world champion right now?
I think it's getting more and more of a possibility.
Keep your fingers crossed then as well. If you're wondering what the black line is just below Megan here on the screen, this is a driver tracker, but with a straight line. Yeah, it's a straight. You can't see it. It's a straight line which shows where the car's out on track in case we have major problems. And also, I hope you like this as well. This is our new emergency screen, so that if we need to at any point go off air, you can still see all the times, the driver tracker, and as well the track temperatures. So that is our new emergency screen for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and that's because the green light has just gone out at the end of the
look
pit
at that.
lane. And 3, 2, 1.
That's pretty.
The first practice session for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix is underway here in Imola, and that is a great, great sign that we have got this session underway. But unsurprisingly, Megan, no one is in a hurry to head out onto the track, big time due to the track conditions.
It isn't exactly the most ideal way. It actually reminds me of MotoGP.
Yes, I know what you mean with that one, actually. It's just constantly doing nothing at all at the moment on the screen. We'll open up the driver tracker because you may as well. Yep, that, by the way, is the Emilia Romagna flag at the bottom there with the track of Imola as well. But JoshPlayz up there in the box. We've got some new updates, and I think you're the man to talk to. First of all, though, we are going to throw down to Ted Kravitz because he's got something to tell us. And with a delay, Ted is the perfect man to throw to in a delay. So Ted Kravitz is down in the pit lane to tell us more information. Then we're going to throw to Josh an update from Red Bull.
Carlos Sainz has had an engine change.
Yeah, we'll get into all of the details of that later. But buongiorno Crofty, buongiorno a tutti, and welcome to the Autodromo Enzo and Dino Ferrari. And what a pleasure it is to say that. Ferrari's home circuit, the closest to Ferrari, only about an hour up the road, the other side of Bologna. And then it's buongiorno as well to the Tifosi, the fans on the hill on the inside of Ravazza. And I remember seeing them in the Michael Schumacher days when they were up there in the baking sun, when it was rather better weather than it is this weekend, cheering on the 7 times world champion to his final championship in 2004. And you might have thought, Crofty and everybody, that it's not since 2004 that Ferrari would have come to the European season leading both championships. Not so. If you count Russia, if you count Azerbaijan, it's actually as recent as 2017 that Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari led both championships coming into the European season. But this is a proper European race, isn't it, Crofty? And it really is. You know, since the pandemic struck, a first opportunity that Tifosi have to come back, and they are seeing in Charles Leclerc a guy who seems to be, at this moment, in control of the championship. Yes, as Carlos Sainz said, echoing maybe a sort of road safety campaign in the UK, 20's plenty. He was talking about not the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. He was talking about that there's 20 races to go, and that's plenty to catch up with Leclerc. But with the form that the Monegasque is in, you would have to say that Charles is going to need something unfortunate to happen to his Ferrari teammate. So the Tifosi awaits, and for the moment, Crofty, so do we.
Ted's down in the pits, and JoshPlayz is our pit reporter and technical expert as well, because you've got some updates on the Red Bulls from what happened from the previous show. You sent me a text and I saw it a second ago. You've got updates on the Red Bulls and their updates they've brought in this weekend.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know a lot about it, but I was just watching a YouTube video about Red Bull having different floors, new rear wing, different shaped front wings. They've gone for major upgrades, and it's a massive, massive risk because we've got only one free practice, only 1 hour, and it's absolutely soaking wet.
So they've put all their eggs in a basket that doesn't know if it's going to open up at all, because it is wet out there. SHT says, is the track still wet right now? Massively so is it wet right now. You've got more chance of Noah setting a faster lap time than we have of Formula 1 cars going round who are basically giant hoovers. We've got a car heading out, and it's Valtteri Bottas out on the circuit. Here he is in the Alfa Romeo, and he is circulating with full wet tyres going on. Not surprised because of that track conditions as well.
And Schumacher.
Oh, it's locked up. He can't. He's locked up. That's into Villeneuve. So that's just coming into Tosa. So the Villeneuve chicane. Yeah, Mick Schumacher heading out as well. So the Villeneuve chicane has got a massive amount of water log on, where Bottas just locked up. Schumacher is coming out there as well, as you say. Magnussen as well, heading out onto the circuit for this first session. Yes, you're right, actually. Yeah, Bottas, yeah, I don't care. Out we go.
You lot have got to see how easy this is. And they lock up, however, they stop crashing.
No driver tracker at the moment as well, but don't worry, we have got a plan to fix that. Well, this will be very interesting in wet conditions. It will indeed. In fact, the driver tracker is not working on the F1 app either at the moment, so it must be a transponder issue. With it being a sprint weekend, the form systems do tend to go a little bit of a mistake. But look how wet it is, Megan. Ironically, coming up at Valentelli Alta, the top of the hill there as well. It is really bad at Valentelli Alta. I can't pronounce it. It's Valentelli Alta, right there. Acqua Minerale, and then it's the Alta corners, the 14 and 15. Variante Variant. Oh, it's so confusing. Variant. No.
I'm going in Spanish mode.
Yeah, not Italian. But Bottas crosses the line.
Should I call Noemi?
No. Get her in the box later, though.
She's Italian. I mean, she knows how to say these. She grew up saying it.
Look at the standing water coming down into Ravazza. Down at turn 17, 18, the two last corners of the track, two right-handers, you can see. At the bottom, left-handers, I should say, not right-handers. And this is Schumacher coming out of the pit lane, Megan. Did he get enough steering lock on? Yes, he did. But, he couldn't get out of the pits. He had no traction. He had to be pushed back. Schumacher couldn't get out of the pit lane there. And that is terrible news. He's the last car in the pit lane as well, is Haas. On that running order. Yeah, just kicks it up. And that's going to be a problem come qualifying later. Yeah. And Magnussen just got out there as well with a few difficulties. It's because Haas are located on the curve of the pit exit here. It is a sprint weekend, so we do have qualifying coming up later on today, on Friday. Tomorrow morning, free practice 2 before the sprint race as well. That'll set the grid for Sunday's main Grand Prix. A reminder that qualifying here on Friday for the history books, the person who's fastest in qualifying will be designated with the pole position. But it will not be the driver starting on pole position on Sunday. That will be the winner of the sprint race. So basically, they're just trying to confuse it. Yeah, basically, nobody likes a sprint. Nobody wants the sprint. We're going to have to put up with it because Ross Brawn's a crybaby.
No wonder.
Yes.
All the tech goes
Haywire. Yeah.
It's protesting.
Right, yeah, Josh, you're down in the pits. I don't know if you've got the app up as well, but the driver tracker has crashed there as well. It's only showing Bottas in one position. Nobody else is circulating. Oh, 2 seconds, because we've got 10 in the pits.
Well, a common trend now, Crofty. You remember a couple of practice sessions, they've gone different ways on rear wing. They tend to settle with the same one by the time they get into qualifying, which, of course, here is later this afternoon. That's later this afternoon. Remember, everybody, qualifying?
Yeah.
Just worth reminding everybody. Look at George Russell's rather thick angled rear wing, and then look to Lewis Hamilton, who's got the slightly thinned down version. So a little bit less wing angle on Hamilton's car. And I've got now that I've actually seen it, it's a tiny detail on the diffuser. So it looks like I got rather enthusiastic about the new diffuser of the Mercedes. It's just a tweak to the front edge curl in front of the rear tyre. So it is on both cars, I have confirmed by Mercedes, now that I'm just seeing out there. So yeah, it's just a little aero thing. It's not ostensibly aimed at solving the porpoising, the bouncing, but yeah, every little helps.
Thanks, Ted. Every little does help, and hopefully Megan can now be heard because her headset has stopped working, so she's picked up a handheld mic. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, hello, I can hear you. How long then is it as well? As you
I don't know. Yellow.
Oh, and this...
Hello.
I don't know how long it's been off. And green again.
Yep, so that brief yellow came back on. As I'll adjust that issue. Hopefully we'll see a replay. It's a spinner, and it's the championship leader, Charles Leclerc, at Valentelli Alta.
I think it was sometimes after you went to Ted.
Ah, so yeah, so
I
Valentelli...
think I must have knocked it or something.
Well, just a lead plug in. Ah, yeah, you've pulled the lead. Okay, let's just mute that so we can get it back in. Okay, try now.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you again. Right, we'll put the mic that I beckoned you to. If you're watching our IndyCar coverage as well, my headset had a problem as well because we knocked the faders down. So I thought it was a problem. So I was going like this to Megan, which is give me a lip mic, which is a handheld microphone.
To me, I was just like, what are you pointing at?
So now, in case of a problem, we always have a handheld mic attached to the bus mixer. So if there's a problem, we can pick up a mic and just keep talking. And
I
then
had
sort
no
it out
idea
later.
what he was pointing at originally. I was just like, are you pointing at the screen, a code? What do you want?
Yeah. So a spin for Charles Leclerc then, already out there on the circuit. He is now on a lap time though. He's out there on the full wet tyres. I think everybody's out there on the full wet tyres. which is nice to see. There's a load of gaggle of cars in front of him. Driver check is working for them. It's not working for us up here in the commentary box. And it's another yellow, and it's Nicholas Latifi at Tozer.
He did that on there as well.
Yeah, he's gone too deep. He did what Hamilton did last year, just run straight on at the top of the hill. He's got it out, though, so much respect there for Nicholas Latifi.
Like slow and steady. We can't have enough DNF for anything.
Apparently, we're not connected to the internet as it comes through. 3 abreast back. JoshPlayz in the pits.
Oh, I'm not. The internet was gone down.
Magnussen was off track and continued at turn 12.
Magnussen.
Yep.
Well, you've got the race control chat. We've only got live timing. Ethernet's working. Wi-Fi is not working at the moment, so we are still broadcasting the TV radio.
The car just keeps going into anti-stall. It was strange.
Wonder if that's not. Okay, good. That's not great news for Latifi then. If he's having the car going to anti-stall, the car's going to be constantly bogging down at different times. iPad storage almost full. How's that happened?
I don't know, though. My things always seem to say that.
I took 2 photographs yesterday. Let's take a look then. Up to Tozer for Latifi. He locked up all 4 tyres, Megan, and just went straight into the gravel. It's so hard. They haven't run in wet conditions with these new 2022 cars.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, okay, they did like an hour or 2 in Barcelona where they wet the track. That was that. But Albon's also locked up and gone straight on. This is the first proper wet running they've done all year long for these, and it's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah, and we lost our internet again.
Oh well, I'm going to put on my data then. So we can actually keep an eye on what's happening. You're right.
I might go.
Oh, that's Leclerc spinning.
Check on the box, see if it's not having a paddy.
As it comes through, so just connect to my hotspot. So that's Leclerc then. He rode the curbs at Valentele Alta and just went for a 360. And looking not to get it beached in the little gravel trap that was just behind it. Again, Latifi seriously says SHT. Absolutely the same. I suppose we'll know something's wrong because we'll lose contact with Josh in the pits because if there's no internet, the call will disconnect.
It isn't a very good day. So.
Well, it's sprint weekend. We always experience difficulties in sprint weekend. Right, we've got our timings back again, which is great to see. Verstappen is the fastest, a 1:39.595 from Magnussen second. Bottas is third. Gasly fourth, Tsunoda fifth. We've got another yellow out on the circuit. Don't know where it is now. We'll
Take your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, how
Track
much?
sector 12.
Track sector 12.
Oh, and it's
gone. No, well, the yellow's still out. Yeah, you're right. It's clear sector 12. So
who's there?
green flag for whoever it was out there at the moment. Wish I could tell you. But no rider tracker, nothing at all going on. We can't see anything at the moment. So
Is it Lewis?
we've got our systems back operational again. We have a rider
near
tracker.
there?
Well, sector 12, I presume it wasn't Lewis, it was Lance Stroll. Yeah, Josh has got it as well, same time
Car
as us.
18 off track and continued at turn 12. I
So
have
it
not
is
got a
Stroll.
circuit map. I need to print a circuit map out.
Well, we're trying to get a timing screen as well. Let's take a look at it then. Here he is. This is Lewis Hamilton coming to Valentele Alta. Jumps curb 1, jumps curb 2, and just controls a nice little slide, getting back on acceleration as well. We really want to see Stroll spin, which we knew was somewhere on the circuit. So we'll keep an eye out there. Oh, there you can see, look, we're trying to get a driver track operation using TeamViewer, but everything is going haywire at the moment. And this, Megan, is Carlos Sainz.
Let's go for another lap, Checo.
That was
I think
Perez,
it's
but
worthwhile getting the conditions, getting clear for the conditions.
at Valentele Alta, just completely cutting the chicane and going straight on. That was not great from Carlos. And everyone's struggling out there today. Everyone in these cars, they are really struggling. Even
They are,
Verstappen.
and the gardeners are clenching their fists and waving rakes.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
It's like, you think it's so easy, you do it!
This is unbelievable conditions at the moment. I cannot believe we're going through. Going forward.
I just thought of something. When it comes to these tracks, the F1 cars are basically glorified lawnmowers who do a little bit too good of a job.
Apparently we're really not connected. I don't know what's happening at the moment. It's like we're having internet and then no internet. So let us know if we are streaming. As that's Verstappen, Megan, touring on the inside line. I don't like cars, especially at this circuit, touring on the inside line. It's just a disaster waiting to happen.
It's like Jaws creeping up on you.
And these
You can go rearwards on brake bias if you need it.
in these conditions, you can't see your own dashboard, let alone see anything else. And it's really dangerous to see this type of thing happening. So fingers crossed, everyone remains safe out there. Sebastian Vettel touring at Valentele Alta, the turns 14, 15, chicane part of the track as well. Just getting a bit dangerous there as well. DRS detection, of course, down the start-finish straight, but it has been disabled in the wet running. Here's your timing then. It is Verstappen fastest, 1:37.247. The gap keeps coming down. We've got Leclerc second, Magnussen third, Bottas fourth. Sainz is fifth at the moment. Josh got a track guide as well, as you can see on the Discord. And then Sainz fifth as well.
I love about having a printer right behind me.
It's amazingly quick, isn't it? It's seriously quick stuff as they come through. Right, hopefully we're about to have a tracker because of TeamViewer, which is great news.
I think
Megan.
our internet's back online.
Oh, great. It's not helping us on the control deck at the moment because I'm not seeing anything.
I'm going to go back to that one.
As they come through. Okay, so just starting now. Vettel is on the lap time. He's 19th as things currently stand as well, just sliding him out there. And Megan, if it's a wet qualifying later, how exciting is that going to be? I think we're going to have a great quali if it is that.
I think we are, and it's gone off again.
Well, we've kept it on the same thing, so keeps on action. Verstappen still quick out there as well. Now, keep your fingers crossed. We're actually going to see something interesting here today, and we're not going to have a boring session. What we need right now is speed and power. Speed and power. Megs, talk us through the sessions while I just do this.
I just thought of something funny that happened when me and Joshua were
In
playing a
terms
game.
of sectors for your first lap, it was 4 tenths off in sector 1. That's the Bottas,
Do you
but
remember
Bottas
when it
got
I
was?
do,
fourth
yeah.
lap now.
Just talk us through this while I do this.
You were purple in
Right,
sector 2,
so far, Verstappen's going fastest, and he's got 2 purple sector times for sector 1 and 2. So maybe he'll win this race. Oh my god, it's going to be like, he's going to know what it feels like to what he did to Lewis last year.
He's locked up. Vettel's locked up, and he just keeps it out of the gravel of Ravazza.
Perez goes at second, and he steals the 3rd sector time from Verstappen.
Now, that was down at Ravazza, so very well held from Sebastian Vettel as well. But talk us through the rest of the lap, Megs.
Right, so Vettel is coming up to, I don't know what corner, because I really wish it would stay at the bottom.
It's a really awkward track, isn't it, to work out where you are here, Imola.
It's like a really weirdly shaped hairpin.
Right, here's a driver tracker. We've nicked it from the app via TeamViewer, so hopefully it tells you where people are out on the circuit. So we'll always have a rider tracker. Now this is looking under braking, Megan at the back, locks up, but he does it amazingly well to keep on the circuit and not just lose out on all the time limit. Here's Daniel Ricciardo. He's down in 20th at the moment. No time set. This is his first one. As Russell jumps up to 10th on a 1:39.104. Sainz goes second.
So just take care of the entry code. Don't use the entry code here.
Sainz goes second on a 1:36.484. So already, this is literally, Megan, all holes bars racing.
Third.
So no to third, you're right, look at that. 1:37.671. It's chaos out there. It's hard to keep across on what's happening out there today.
It is very difficult, and Norris goes up into 9th with a 1:38.128.
So times begin to improve as well.
He's a fan of the 8s, isn't he?
He really is a fan of the 8s, isn't he?
What, Megan?
Fan of the 8s.
Yeah.
They have listened to you, and they are displaying the corner number in the bottom right.
They are, look at that. Turn 13 and 14, there you go.
It's happening again.
I guess Ben's listening to us as well in the farm control room. Into turn 14 and 15, the Valentini Alta. I think this is the most difficult corner on the track, the 14-15 chicane.
Brake balance, 2 clicks rearwards. Brake balance, 2 clicks rearwards. Orange torque 5. Orange torque 5.
I'd love to tell you who that was, but if I press a button, I'm scared we might lose it. Coming out of the pit lane, then Sergio Perez has just appeared out onto the track as well. And Christian Horner's on the pit wall. Let's say good afternoon to him.
Drier than this.
I don't know, on a pit wall, Crofty could do with being a bit warmer. But yeah, it's pretty tricky out there, and of course it's an important session, the only session before we go into the qualifying.
Is this an absolute must weekend, Christian? No reliability issues and a clean weekend to get the championship going again after the disappointment, obviously, with Max at the last time out?
Yeah, straight in there, Paul. Yeah, you know, it's an important weekend for us. I mean, there's a lot of points available this weekend, and we want to make sure that we're there to be capitalised. We can't afford for the gap to grow again to Ferrari, so we need to start eroding it rather than seeing it grow.
Christian,
Leclerc.
obviously a sprint weekend. How does that change the way you approach this weekend, on top of it being wet as well? What do you do in terms of like the structure of the weekend? How do you approach FP1 now?
Well, obviously you've got to try and get as much stage as you can out of this session, but it's very much focused on qualifying rather than putting fuel in the car, you know, as you would normally do, particularly in these conditions. So the most important thing is get as much data as you can, get the drivers dialed in, and then pick your choice for quali.
Have you split strategies between the two drivers for this, therefore, to maximise knowledge gained or data gained?
No, not really. They are, you know, essentially on the same setup as a baseline, and you know, will work their way, tune the car in from there.
And just before you go, Christian, you've had a week back at the factory. Weeks are a very long time in Formula One these days. Have you identified what went wrong with Max in Australia? More importantly, have you found a fix to it, and what was the problem?
Yeah, we've been working with our colleagues at HRC in Japan, and they, you know, they found the issue, they've resolved it, and I believe we have a fix for this weekend. It was just very, very unfortunate. A part that's done tens of thousands of kilometres without ever an issue, but unfortunately it appeared at exactly the wrong time in Australia.
Yeah, didn't it just? Christian, thanks ever so much.
Christian Horner on the pit wall as well, and all sorts of...
found out who that radio was, which you did not know who it was.
Oh, cool. Who was it?
Ricardo.
Ah, thank you, Josh. You have to tell us who it is, because with the driver tracker on, we can't swipe up to see any race control messages at the moment as Norris is on the radio.
Lando,
he's off again!
We see damage on the tyre. If we're doing too much damage, we might consider coming in.
Yeah, I'm happy at the minute, so I'm happy to box just to check what the tyres are like.
Well, he's just done it again, hasn't he? Same part. Now that's the second time he's done it, because he went off down at he went
Side
off.
radio.
How far is from Inters?
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
So Inters are maybe 10 minutes away. They're all out there on full wets at the moment, and it's Leclerc fastest on a one. We got a yellow.
Yellow.
Is it gonna stick?
Yeah. So where is this one on the circuit? Can't see who it is
Track
just
sector
yet.
12.
Okay,
Double
green
yellow.
again.
Track
It's
sector
Leclerc!
12, that's turn 11.
It's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc stopped to the timing screen. So there he is. He's backwards again, and that's it. He's gone sideswiping on the track. That is at Acqua Minerale. The two parts of the track as well, down at turns 11 and 12, a 7th gear corner, then a 3rd gear corner, and he went for a little spin there as well. He's managed to get it going, which is great to see, but yellows are brought back in. Not nice as always. We can always see when the yellows are out there as well, because they do flash up everywhere, and Josh gets the same signals we do in the box because he's got the same stuff. But it's Leclerc fastest on 1:36.
Well, I was moving around a little bit more.
Correction.
But yeah, they didn't look too damaged. It's just you hit, you destroyed the edges of the tire a bit.
That's Max Verstappen on the radio. Here's Leclerc then coming into Acqua Minerale. Takes too much white curb. Did he do that in all the formation lap last year? I swear.
I believe so.
I swear. Look, he's got the paint on the tyres there. I swear he just went straight on at some point on the track in the formation lap. So it's Leclerc fastest, Sainz second, Verstappen third, Gasly fourth, Magnussen completes the top 5, and Ferrari's all having a spin, and that's going to damage his back a little bit because he took so much oscillation on the curbs. It bounced him once and it bounced him again, and this is an Alpine of Esteban Ocon going straight on and through the gravel down at Ravazza, the last corner.
Oh, he went deep into that.
Very deep. Yeah, he's
very,
fine.
Very deep and quite close to the barriers.
There was
the closest to the barriers I think we've seen in the 24 minutes that we have run of the Formula 1 FP1.
And it's been a very chaotic opening session as well for FP1 as well for 24 minutes. So much action. Cars are now slowly starting to return to the pit lane. As you can see, they're all doing slow laps in the last couple of corners as well. And I'm glad we've got a driver tracker working, but as soon as the traditional one comes back, we'll switch back.
Who do you think will spin now?
Spinning next, I think it'll be one of the Red Bulls. I think they're pushing too hard. Look at Perez's second sector, 32.925. Car still coming to the pit lane. Perez coming to the line though.
Right, so,
Perez does a 1, can't see on the board.
1:35.476 puts him top.
Megan's got information?
Oh no, just passing. I don't know what it was actually.
Okay, that's helpful.
It was strange. I don't know what it was, so it came
think it was a race control message, so I'll let Josh take a look at that. As
Right.
they come through. Perez top then, 1:35.474. Leclerc second, Sainz third, Verstappen fourth, and I think they've done a practice start Ferrari in the pit lane, and that's why they've gone through. Megs.
I'm not liking how Ocon, Verstappen, and Sainz were bunching up, kind of. I don't think if one of them goes off, the other's going to take the other ones off.
That they're too close to each other in these conditions as well.
Just like in these conditions, oh, thank goodness. Those three just went in.
Who's going to brave it for an intermediate? Of course, it's going to be Sebastian Vettel, isn't he? Vettel's gone out on a brand new set of intermediate tyres, so...
Well, he thinks it goes with the green car.
It's going to go, isn't it? That's going to be something to watch. So away we go then and it's still very wet out there. Ted's got news.
As I say that now, and the rain comes down ever harder, lots of drivers now, pretty much everyone it seems, is coming into the pits.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ted.
Vettel's on Inters.
Yeah, we were just saying that as well. So Vettel gone to Inters. Ted's just said the rain's starting to come down harder, and everyone's coming into the pit lane. It was really, really bucketing it down during the Formula 2 practice, that so much so that the session got cancelled.
Time to find his turn 14.
Okay. I'll try on one push after this.
Copy.
I think our timings have gone wrong. Ever since you did that thing which you weren't supposed to touch, I've lost the driver tracker.
I simply looked.
Told you not to touch. As they come through.
I've successfully gone 25 minutes without an ad break.
25 minutes without an ad break, great. We've lost our driver tracker. Our connection's been lost when Megan pressed the button. So we've kind of got a problem with that, which we haven't got a actual situation. Josh?
I'm going to do an Albon, and instead of saying George, I'm going to go Megan.
It's really hot now, and everything's falling off now.
Okay, now that didn't have anything to do with me.
No, everything is falling off in the commentary box. So at the moment,
It's
we're
a
going to...
sprint weekend.
I'll tell you what. We might need this actually at the moment. We did think we would, but emergency screen because we need to get things sorted because everything's going wrong up here in the commentary box. Josh, could you talk us through the standings, please?
Drivers?
The current session standings.
Okay. Perez is top with a 1 minute 35.476, and Leclerc in the Ferrari 1 minute 35.629. Sainz, Leclerc's teammate, signed a 2-year-long contract extension, staying with Ferrari until the end of 2024, 1 minute 35.753. Then the other Red Bull, Max Verstappen, a 1 minute 36.158. Gasly, a 1 minute 36.658. Magnussen, 1:36.686. And Tsunoda, a 1 minute 37.207. Alonso, 1 minute 37.284. Ricciardo, 1 minute 37.927. And rounding out the top 10, Bottas with a 1 minute 38.017. Then Lando Norris, 1 minute 38.128, followed by Schumacher, a 1 minute 38.351. Ocon, a 1 minute 38.433. And then the first of the Mercedes, Hamilton, 1 minute 38.622. Then Vettel, the first driver on Inters, 1 minute 38.961. Then the other Mercedes, Russell, 1 minute 39.104. Then Zhou Guanyu, a 1 minute 47.022. Lance Stroll, a 1 minute 40.440. No idea what's happened with the timing screen error.
Yeah,
it's just gone. Left especially is still on the cool side. Rear's getting that.
I have a feeling that wasn't me.
Could have been. It's fine now. Thanks, Josh. Where have you got up to?
Albon.
Oh, well, we missed Latifi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Latifi set no time. He's last, so we may as well just leave it there.
So
right,
you're done.
We've got our tracker back after that one. Let's go to the YouTube chat quickly as well, because we have got some information coming through. To start with, it is coming from, if I turn Josh's Discord on instead, it's coming from that we've got Vincent says, hello Joshua, Josh and Megan. I'm guessing it's Joshua's birthday. So happy birthday, Joshua. Thank you very much. It was yesterday, but it's today as well, in a 24-hour time period. By the way, is the track getting wetter or drying up? It's getting wetter out there. And he also says, wow, is it going to be a wild and wet qualifying? It really is. Albon now setting a lap time out on the circuit. He's fighting it through the Villeneuve chicane and desperately trying to come through.
Showing all of the rain.
Yeah, driver's eye, we've gone as well. Ooh. That looks fantastic coming through, Megs.
Vettel goes up into 5th, impressively, with a 1:36.537. So could that be a call that having inters will be better for the drivers right now?
He is the only driver out there on intermediates. Everyone else is out there on full wet tyres, according to my timing monitors. So that's great to see. I think they should as well.
Gone on to inters, so both Aston Martins on inters.
They've got something we don't know.
They know something we don't know. They want something we don't know as well. Half an hour to go in this first practice session then for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. And Albon is flying out there as well. He's looking really good. First sector is a 31.9. Second sector, 34.8. But this should jump him up into round about in Bottas territory. Inside the top, the bottom half of the top 11.
Was that lightning?
I don't know if it was lightning or if it was...
I will have a look on a lightning map. One moment.
Thank you, Josh, as it comes through. And across the line then...
saw white flash.
Yeah, Albon lost 4 seconds. Here it was again. Albon is a 1:40.115. I don't think it is lightning we're seeing.
I hope it isn't, because then that
means... the red flag it due to Italian law. It's the same as Italian law. When it's lightning within a certain kilometre, we have to red flag the race. And
please don't be lightning.
Yeah, because although they'll red flag the session, but the time will still continue to tick down. It's the way it goes for it as well. But Russell looking mighty good out there as well at the moment in that Mercedes. Mercedes bringing major upgrades to Imola. That could hopefully save them in their 2022 campaign. 3 races, 3 winless races as well for each of the drivers. But Russell is second in the championship on 37 points because he got second place last time out in Australia. You weren't with us in Australia, Megan, but you watched the race just after. What did you make of it? It was an interesting one.
I thought it was impressive.
The team order, though, that Hamilton was denied against Russell.
That was...
too soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Also, why give team orders? That's just not racing.
No, it's not cricket either, is it, really? Let's be fair.
That's just trading places.
It's not cricket. Megan Burch and JoshPlayz with me in FP1 as well.
Extra braking to wake up from left.
And they'll be with me for qualifying later on as well as Ian Burch, touchwood. And then for Free Practice 2 tomorrow, Tom Dillon will be joining me in the commentary box for that. The ERC commentator as well, one of the admins, and fantastic broadcaster for the F3. And also, he'll be joining me, Tom Dillon will also be joining me for the F2 sprint race. You can watch this out tomorrow afternoon as well. For the F3 sprint and feature and the F2 feature, Synthel will be joining me in the commentary box. And then JoshPlayz will be making a permanent co-commentator debut for the British Touring Car Championship alongside me as well throughout this season. And we're looking forward to calling the touring cars, aren't we? You were at Thruxton, and I was very jealous of that. And I've seen all your footage, by the way. Thank you so much for sending it over. And you can join us for that as well on Sunday. You can watch qualifying highlights in the build-up to the race as well from the session. And then myself and Josh will take you through race 1 live. Race 2 will be delayed, and race 3 back live with us as well.
I can see it, but I am very, very excited for the touring cars.
We can, and we are too. Can't wait for the British touring cars. You've done a few touring car races as well, and they're good, aren't they? They're just flat out racing for half an hour.
They are.
I have no idea what has happened to YouTube right now.
On what?
Get prepared for a lot of cars going off.
On the practice starts video, 227 views in a week.
That's it. That's good. That's very good. Well, nobody had data, did they, to see what they're going to be like. And, of course, it's a whole new era, the British touring cars. It's the hybrid era, so they've got hybrid power to use. We'll explain all of that throughout the weekend as well. We've got a little feature that we're filming to try and explain it to you as well. And myself and Josh will take you through it as well during the races. But, yeah. It's going to be fun, though.
Even I am so confused about it.
It doesn't make any sense. If you start on pole position, you don't. If you start on pole position, you don't get any hybrid power for 15 laps. But the guy who starts 15th gets hybrid power for the entire race.
Maybe we're just giving him a fair chance.
What about if it's 15th back? It's so confusing. It's replacing the ballast, of course. But this is what's happening in terms of the weekend format for Formula 1. A 60-minute first practice session, followed by a 60-minute qualifying. That's split up into 3 segments, 18, 15 and 12, with 8-minute breaks between them. Saturday, a 60-minute practice 2. The F1 sprint, that is 21 laps, 100 kilometres around Imola. And then it will be the main race on Sunday at 63 racing laps. And wet weather due all weekend long. It's going to be a great one here in Imola. And it does seem weird, doesn't it, Megs, that this is round 4 of the season, and it's going so fast already. We're already at Imola.
It is going increasingly fast. Faster than anyone expected. So, that's not a bad thing, I suppose.
Ted's down at Haas.
Get out of. But Kevin Magnussen seems to be on the pace in the wet so far. The car's in the garage, just being cleaned and polished. Looks like they're going to wait a bit before he puts some intermediates out and goes out again. But that's a good turnaround so far for Magnussen. We'll see what Mick Schumacher can do to improve his time. Lots of talk in Australia, of course, about where their pace went. But Magnussen talking earlier today, saying it was just set up. We never really got on top of it. And by the time the race started, there was nothing really much we could do. And we hope to be back in competition for the points here in Imola. But yeah, we'll see. From the car that some unkindly are calling, and some teams further up the pit lane are calling the white Ferrari, Crofty, which is, I think...
Why would they do that,
Well, because there are some bits on here which are very close to what we see on the Ferrari. I must point out, in the interest of balance and fairness, there are an awful lot more bits on the car that are not like the Ferrari. So I don't think it's really fair to make that sort of, pink Mercedes kind of comparison. It's not the same at all. There might be a few bits which are similar-ish, but you could say that about a lot of cars up and down here.
Well, it's a car.
That's true. Say again, please.
Side pods definitely aren't the same.
No, side pods seem to be different on every single car we've seen this year as well. There's no stability between them all as well.
I sent you a lightning map, and I don't think it's anywhere near the track.
Okay. Good. Let's take a look.
There's a absolute massive storm in Bosnia.
Ooh. Well done to them.
Well, let's just hope that we have the rain throughout the weekend, but we can actually race. Last thing we want to do is to sit here on Sunday waiting for a race to happen, or wait here for qualifying later on.
Are 2021 flashbacks? Question mark.
March what?
Spa.
Oh, Spa. It's in March. Yeah, Spa 21 flashbacks. My God. Megan's got a puzzle book she's brought into the commentary box. I think we might just be finishing that if we have to sit here for 4 hours.
I've got another one upstairs. I'm going to get another one on Monday.
Yeah, we might need that on Sunday.
Car 18 off-track and continued at turn 18.
Oh. So we're watching Stroll now. He, like his teammate, is headed out there on intermediate tyre. So has Sainz.
Novice, Sainz, Vettel, Stroll and Ricciardo all on inters.
And there's Lance Stroll going wide at Ravazza. Just doing what Vettel did as well, locking up and just going straight on. It's horrible to try and get the cars under pressure here. It really is as they come through. First time they've ever raced in the rain as well in these new hybrid era cars as well for 2022. The Aero package, ground effect, it changes the complexion of how you run the cars, because instead of locking up and just aquaplaning off, you're locking up and you're getting dragged off by the floor as well, because it's sucking in all that air.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say that. I stopped myself from saying something else that somebody could have taken it as an innuendo. So I stopped myself just in time as they come through. Turn 8 now. Up at the hill for the Piratella corner at turn 9. Before you drop down to Acqua Minerale. Fantastic segment of the track, this one as well. It's where Russell crashed in 2020, of course, in the race due to locking up at the rears, cold tyres, spinning on wet track as well, the damp part. All 3 races we've had here, I think, have been rain affected in Imola.
Note to self.
Yeah. Well,
bring an umbrella.
Well, 3 races we've had since we've returned to this circuit. And of course, Imola is now a permanent fixture on the F1 calendar until the end of 2025, which I think is great. It's no longer a filler race for COVID. This race is back purely because the fans love it, the drivers love it, and we love it as well.
And it's dramatic.
Yeah, you always get a great race at Imola.
A little bit of a sliding.
That's for Charles Leclerc. And of course, Imola may be the Italian Grand Prix, but it's not the home of Ferrari. This track is the home of Ferrari.
Why
Imola.
am I-
Oh, Magnussen.
Oh,
going,
gee.
bumping across the gravel. That's at Ravazza. And comes
no
back
yellow.
on. He almost locks on straight on. Yeah, you're coming downhill at that point in the track. You're in 8th gear, flat out. You hit the brakes, and if it's damp, you're just going to skid because there's a massive bump across the circuit.
Why?
So not great there for Magnussen.
Why have I only just noticed that Norris is in second?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Let's take a look there. Magnussen hits the brakes and goes
Oh,
straight on. There's
yellow.
a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit. For some reason, we've just switched over to the YouTube
And
chat as
green
well.
again.
Yeah.
So
To
everyone was
5, that
moving.
is turn 4.
No one's
Turn 4 on the circuit. Who's at turn 4?
Nobody.
Leclerc was. So we're about to see. Because this is Leclerc. No, this is Sainz coming through. Yeah, track clear. Sainz goes through the Tamburello chicane. Now heads up down towards Villeneuve. Actually, the driver tracker for once is actually in sync with the TV pictures. I didn't notice that until just now.
Maybe,
Everything's in sync, Megs.
Maybe it was the delayed thing of Mick going on.
Yeah. Sainz is having
And confirmation it was Leclerc who spun and continued at turn 4.
He is not having a good day.
Yeah, he's really not. So Charles Leclerc for a second spin this afternoon. Sainz is top dog, 1:33.716. He set that time on the intermediate tyres, and he is quick in the first sector with a 29.754. Second sector looking great as well, 31.652. Sainz, Megan, is beginning to get electric out there as he heads towards Vantelli Alta.
He's certainly getting a lot more confident in the weather. Oh, as he just slightly skids. Though I think he's starting to find maybe drier patches and going from that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to keep those intermediate tyres alive as well. It's still wet offline. It's certainly wet down at Ravazza.
He's just done another all purple. Why does he do that? Why does he do one purple and then does another?
And Sainz goes top, 1:32.606, and he is 1.7 seconds faster than Sergio Perez's time on the wet tyre.
I swear, when Sainz is like this, I swear he's had something for breakfast.
I correct myself, because according to this timing monitor, it's 2.8 seconds faster. Now, this is interesting. One monitor is showing 2.8 seconds, one is showing 1.7 on the timing screen. Which one do we believe? Who set the fastest time?
I'm guessing the one from the F1 out.
Well, yeah, yes, it's corrected itself. So, Carlos Sainz has gone 2.8 seconds faster on the board.
He's going to be hard to catch up with.
Just try to keep the temp in as best you can.
Just try to keep your temp in as much as you can. We've lost our driver tracker again, as you can see. Team viewer is desperately trying to reconnect. It's been a bit of a nightmare, this one, hasn't it, the first practice? It's a sprint weekend. What do we expect? It always plays havoc with our systems up here in the commentary box as well. And good afternoon, by the way, if you're following us for the F1 sprint this weekend. Delighted to have you with us up here in the commentary box. Several cars out on the track. Sainz, Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc goes top.
Oh, jeez.
1:32.512 then for Charles Leclerc. He goes fastest overall as well. So team viewer again not working. Our driver tracker again not working. Anyone got an idea? Anyone?
Wi-Fi.
So basically a car is guaranteed to be on the track and there are cars guaranteed to be in the pit lane. That is your driver tracker.
Yeah, nothing else is working. Although Verstappen's circulating out there as well. Vettel gone third. You're right. SHT's just said that as well. Vettel goes third on a...
And Ricciardo has missed the apex of turn for 14.
Oh, so that is, again, at Vantelli Alta, which is a second gear corner to flick through at the chicane. So, good jobs there at the moment, but we'll keep an eye out on how fast they need to be.
Are you happy to do shock one, engine
radio.
one, next lap, and keep temperature in the tires?
That's Sainz's radio on the ball there. And everyone seems to be on the ball as well. We've got 16 minutes left of this practice session here for the 2022 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Oops. As they come through, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel, Verstappen, all the way around now. Verstappen's jumped to third on a 1:33.847. So it's Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Vettel, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Stroll, Hamilton and Gasly, the top 10. Russell's down in 15th place. Hamilton is 10th, fastest overall as well. So again, a shocking lap time there. I think our driver track has either returned or is having a bad day again. Yellow!
Yep, Sainz off track and continued at double yellow track sector 14. That is turn 14.
It's Schumacher.
And turn 15.
It's Schumacher at Ravazza. So Mick Schumacher has had a spin. Presumably he's in the middle of the track. Yellow flag's still out. We've gone green now, though, because he's got going. But it was definitely Mick Schumacher. We saw him on the tracker.
Confirmed Schumacher.
He was gone deep into the track.
And now Ricciardo looks to have done the same thing, because he's lost a lot of time there. Still staying green. Good.
Maybe he was trying to calm down how fast he was going.
Backed off to let Mick through. Don't know, possibly. That's a big suggestion as they come through. Yeah, our driver track is still not working correctly at the moment, is it? So we're going to start it again to see if that helps. Megan, overall, who do you think is going to be the biggest winner going into qualifying? Who do you think has an advantage of pole position?
Weirdly, I'm going to say...
Oh,
I don't really want any of the leading people to get it.
Hang on, we've got Leclerc spinning. Leclerc has had a half spin on the run out of Tamburello, so it locks the rears, and that's his third spin of the session, isn't it?
I'm going to say Vettel.
Yeah,
because I really want him to have a good race.
Leclerc.
How's the tyre doing, Daniel?
Yeah, tyre's okay. Yeah, it's coming in.
Megan?
But yeah, no worries, I'll box.
I may
Copy that.
change
So you're...
who I think is going to get pole.
Really? Who too?
Magnussen has just gone third with a 1:33.721.
Amazing time. Absolutely amazing, as my computer's frozen as well up here in the comms box, so we can't do anything. But Sainz goes top. 1.7 seconds faster than Leclerc. 1:38.03. Great time there from Carlos Sainz to jump up the order as Alonso does a practice start at the end of the pit lane.
Right, I hope that start goes well. And that's just... What's happening now?
It's all changed over at the moment.
Wait,
Sainz, Leclerc, Magnussen, Verstappen, and this is Leclerc, Megan. Has he gone for a fourth spin? Locked up, goes straight on and misses the Vantelli Alta. Turns 14 and 15 segment of the track as well.
Both
so
Ferraris done that today.
Yes, so many people have been doing that constantly throughout this session here today.
The gardeners hate him.
Really do hate them. I can tell you that right now as they come through. And Sainz as well. We'll see who is that in front. It's one of the Astons. It's Vettel. Vettel did it.
Vettel
No
is not
control messages are not giving me a break.
Oh, yellow flags constantly, yeah. Here's Kevin Magnussen then, down towards Ravazza. Gets it stopped this time, actually. Keeps it going. Nicely done. Nicely held as well. And fingers crossed he's not going to have a huge off at some point in the track. Megan.
Verstappen goes second with a 1:32.130.
Good time then from Verstappen.
Magnussen goes third again with a 1:32.439.
Wow. So this is just literally make or break, isn't it, at the moment? They are going...
Leclerc second with a 1:32.056.
Faster and faster and faster, quicker and quicker and quicker. Vettel, he's gone wide at Vantelli Alta as well.
Well, that's why he kept, like, basically doing the jig with his car. I mean, he's got the
jig
for it. Yeah,
okay, recharge on Max.
It's green.
Let us know what your limitations
Quite a
are
common colour with Ireland.
tools as well, if you need any recommendations.
I wonder if he's ever been to Ireland.
No, not really, just traction.
Presumably.
Okay, understood.
I could do without these distractions, says... who was that? That was Verstappen, wasn't it, coming through there as well? So could do without any of these distractions, please.
Schumacher,
Max.
6th.
Oh, great from Mick.
1:34.580.
Yeah, nice job from Mick Schumacher there then. So both Haas cars looking incredibly good. Ocon's gone 7th, and here's Fernando Alonso. Felt like he could have had pole position in Australia before hydraulics failure put him in the wall in the final part of the sector. Felt like he could have got a race victory or even a podium in Australia. before the car gave up on him as well. But still, an impressive comeback before the car gave up. But he's looking for good improvements here in Imola, and this is a circuit where dreams can be made of. Alonso has won here before at Imola, of course, back in 2005, when it went as the San Marino Grand Prix back then.
Was that just before my birth?
No, it was your first race after.
Ah, so both he was my first race winner and first champion.
Just double checking that. Might be the Spanish Grand Prix, yours. Where's the 2005 F1
Either
calendar?
way.
I was just seeing him coming around the corner at Vantelli Alta. Fernando just controlling the rears ever so nicely. Just drifting as well. Hello to Richie. Hello, Richie. He's my partner at the PSGL PC F4 commentary. We didn't get to work together last night due to there only being 8 cars as well, so that was absolutely annoying. But our partnership only has had 1 race so far, but hopefully we'll get to go another soon.
If you're happy with feeling the balance in these conditions, currently of all the cars that run your P7 at the moment, we could box, save the tyre.
Alonso goes into P8, Russell goes P12.
Oh, mine was a Spanish.
Yeah, the 2005 F1 calendar, San Marino Grand Prix, 24th of April, 5th Spanish Grand Prix, 8th of May. Your first winner, of course, was... Oh, this is not the right one. I need to find 2009 now. 5, sorry. And so
stop aging me down.
Now is on intermediates.
It's a wise choice. All but
Raikkonen.
Hamilton.
And Latifi spoiled Verstappen
Now he
that
is.
time. Couldn't get out of the way. Coming into Avatsa. It was Raikkonen, by the way.
Raikkonen. I love Raikkonen. He's
Yeah.
the best.
So that was a problem there then for Verstappen. Couldn't get. He got blocked by the Williams.
Oh, Leclerc is doing
Red sector 1. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2.
red.
Yeah,
That
thinking
would
about
be
a GP, yeah.
Red would be a great colour for them. They could do like stoppages.
I have just done
You've got Alonso
11
in turn 17, everybody on
consecutive-
intermediates now. So Alonso 19 behind, Alonso 18 behind.
And Leclerc top on a 1:29.402. Fastest first, second and third sector with 9 to go to the pits. Josh.
I've just done 11 consecutive race control messages about missed apexes and off track continued. Luckily, I have a preset where I can just press a button and it gives me the template. If I
a
had
lucky
to type
thing,
it
yeah.
out individually every time, I would have been here since. I would be here until like 3 a.m. the next morning. I do not know why I chose 3 a.m.
I don't know.
3 a.m.
And here's Alonso.
replay.
Alonso's had a problem at... he's lost the rears coming into Aqua Minerale. He's just managed to hold it together, but cuts across the corner just a little bit. Nicely held, though, by Fernando there, Megs, I felt.
I do agree.
SHG says, among all the drivers this year's grid, who's your top 5 F1 drivers who are very good in wet conditions?
Well, Alonso, obviously.
Alonso's good in wet conditions. Russell's good in wet conditions. Hamilton, obviously.
Lando used to be.
Lando's good, as is Leclerc. I don't think Verstappen's obviously gifted as well in the wet. So
I would say Sonoda as well.
No, he's not great in wet conditions. I would.
He did well last time.
I would put Verstappen ahead of Leclerc is in wet conditions. Verstappen's got a god.
Magnussen.
Yeah, say again. Oh, well, thank you for reminding me. I've got Magnums after this. Go on, continue.
When?
After this session.
When did you get Magnums?
They were
Why
my
haven't I-
birthday present.
Why was I never told any of this?
Well, are you always told of my birthday presents?
Yes!
I've also got a strawberry cheesecake Ben & Jerry's ice
Have I
cream.
been told anything?
Yeah, we were going to
I ate some of that yesterday as well, so you're not paying attention.
I wasn't here for 5.5 hours.
So Verstappen 7 to Magnussen, trying not to be swallowed by everybody.
It was peaceful. As I come through. Hamilton radio, 2 seconds.
Big wake-up issue for the side.
Roger.
And Hamilton's out there in the intermediates. There's a...
Put an alarm clock next to it, maybe it'll wake up.
Verstappen got held up by his own teammate there, Checo. Verstappen's third. Checo Perez is P6 at the moment. They're blocking everyone. A reminder as well that you can also join us on USRN this weekend. We'll be commentating on USRN 2 on the Mixler app as well. That'll be available for the sprint race and the main race as well, because it's a sprint weekend. I've said we'll cover that as well coming forward. But The one good thing I think the sprint weekend does is it's something big to look forward to in all 3 days. We've got a qualifying on a Friday, a race on a Saturday, and a race on a Sunday. I think that's a good idea. But I think they need to drop the idea that the sprint race gives you the race grid for the main event.
Yeah.
What I think is going on this weekend is that the Friday qualifying is going to set the Sunday.
No, that's not. No, not at all. Friday qualifying sets the grid for the sprint. The result of the sprint sets the grid for the race.
Yellow.
Yeah. So where's this on circuit? Looking. It's bot. Is it bot?
Sector 12. That is turn 11 and 12.
It's Norris. It's Lando Norris, and he's spun down at Aqua Minerale, and red flag.
Oh, he is spun big then.
Red. So, and that is going to be the end of the session because Norris has beaten it in the gravel.
Yeah, so red flag and that means no practice starts for anyone as well, which they'll have to do it now in free practice 2 tomorrow. But Norris Radio, he's going to reverse it.
And Lando, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just in the gravel.
Well, Niles Wittick there seems to be a bit cautious. A bit quick. Niles Wittick, by the way, the race director again this weekend, not Eduardo Freitas. God knows when Eduardo's going to turn up. But
can he take away this red flag?
Well, presumably, as soon as all the cars are back in the pit lane, we should go green because there's no problem out there. So Lando managed to find reverse, and you can escape through the gravel here in Imola.
That was a little bit quick on him.
Yeah. I think he preempted that red flag. He should have talked to the driver. Let's take a look how it happened next.
Right.
Top of it. This is down at.
He just catches the curb.
That was at Piratella. Here's Aqua Minerale now.
I bet he catches the curb again.
Hits the curb. White line turns in. Yeah, you're right. Catches the white line curb and spins it around.
That white line curb is evil. It's always causing problems.
And it was quite a quick call to the Reds as well, but he's got it going.
Shame Russell.
Leclerc radio.
And Sainz using 4th gear, turn 18, and he is faster there. Pushing behind, we have...
Don't tell me hit the gear. Tell me if it's gear, 1 gear more or 1 gear down. I don't know which gear I am.
Copy. So Sainz using 1 gear more or higher, turn 18.
Session will resume at
50 seconds time. Yeah.
7 their time.
So they've got 49 seconds before the green light goes on, so they haven't actually lost that much running. But I wonder if the cars will come straight into the pit lane and go straight back down to pit exit, just because. I mean, what's the point? It was the quickest. That could have been a virtual safety car. I think Niles Wittick there was a bit cautious. Was a bit.
I think he forgot safety cars existed.
Yeah, he was a bit jumpy there on the red flag, but I can see why he did it. We thought
Rains are making him nervous.
We thought it was beach in the gravel red flag.
It is a red flag because of you, so no overtaking from where you are.
But that was Lando's radio there. But I was surprised that he managed to find reverse there, to be fair.
That radio sounded quite mean. Red flag because of you.
Yeah, you did it. You're causing there.
Just like you're the cause of this issue.
OTT over the top.
Green flag. Away we go once again then for the remaining 3 minutes of practice. And some of the cars doing practice starts. A reminder as well, per the race director's notes as well, which got up here in the commentary box. I think as the black looks like it's starting to go as well, actually, on that page. So that's not great news. Considering we just put in a new one, so I presume it's colour. Coming through as well.
Maybe you did a light colour.
Practice starts may only be carried on the right-hand side of the pit exit as well. Practice starts may be carried out on the track at the end of each practice session. Any car on the track when the checker flag is shown may then complete another lap, and instead of entering the pits, proceed to
so the track is green. You've got 3 minutes remaining of the session to do the out lap, so 3 minutes.
So they do have the option, if needed, to do a practice start on the grid, which is something that was missing from Australia due to the nature of the track. So we get it back now here this weekend in Imola. And I think it was also missing from Jeddah as well because it was a street track.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's only happening at permanent racetracks, like we saw in Bahrain, and we're going to see it here.
Hill there, it's annoying.
Well, the top of the hill at Toza.
Yeah, they could have had just like a really, really straight hill, like leading up, and then that would have like been a really crucial overtaking point.
They can't do many alterations to the track because it's built
like
next.
That,
yeah. Considering the track was built in the 60s as well, and it got modified in '94 after Senna and Ratzenberger's deaths. it got modified to what we know it now, they can't really change anything that much because it's got a lake running right between it.
A lake there?
There's a lake right, a river running on the outside of Tamburello and right to the centre of the track.
Cold, Lance. It's the hardest outlap you can do, and then just continuous push till the checkered flag.
That's why turns 10 and 11 are called Aqua Minerale, because Minerale
water.
And Minerale is the lake. It's named after the lake, Aqua Minerale.
It's got water now.
Yeah. Same way that Eau Rouge is called Eau Rouge because it's the red water. And one thing that always frustrates me, WTF1 started this, is the fact that going up the hill, they said, no, that's actually called Radion. Well, I hate to correct people, but they must be as less of brain cells than anybody else, because Eau Rouge is the bottom of the hill and the uphill part of the track. Radion is literally the only curve at the top of the hill. The little flick to the left at the top, that is Radion. Nothing else. Up the hill and the bottom corner, so the bottom corner and the one up the hill, that is Eau Rouge. Radion is right at the top of the hill. So that's a short little rant, but it always bugs me when they say it.
You
because
do this every year?
Yeah, I do. Every year we go to Spa, I always say it as well.
When was...
That...
Oh, no,
That's Radion, actually.
So tyres at
don't.
15 low on the front, 15 and 10 on the back.
Personally as
Just be
well,
careful.
WTF1 does more harm than good, I feel. But still, great guys. Great guys over there as well. And but I think the fans are a bit toxic.
Oh.
Checker flag. Session's over. For first practice, that ended quite quickly then here for Imola. Hour of running and qualifying up next. That's going to be fascinating as well. How are they going to deal with a wet qualifying on a Friday?
When is the next time I need to be in?
Take a look at that. Highlighted for Formula Ones. So 3:45 for next on air for qualifying.
When am I?
Do you think Mercedes will struggle this weekend, says SHT? No, I don't. I think they've had a poor start to this one. Hamilton 17th, Russell 10th. But in qualifying, I think because it's a wet condition, it's the great equaliser. I think we're going to see some quite interesting qualifyings coming up shortly. If it rains as well in the sprint race, that's going to be even better. There's Mike Crack on the screen there.
I like this.
Sorry, I had to. Crofty said it in Australia, and I had to get it. I just had to say it.
Keep it together, everyone. Keep it together.
Does that mean no grip because
Hamilton complaining he's got no grip at all on the surface as well? So that's not great, is it, for him? They're going to have to do standing starts as well. In these conditions, we would see a rolling start to both the sprint and the main race on Sunday. But the problem with the sprint race is it's only 17 laps, and it has to be run to 100 kilometres. We can't do this formation lap thing we did in Spa, but it's going to be fun. I reckon as well.
Hello, there's a yellow.
It's because of the start line, don't worry. They're doing the practice starts on the grid, so they've just put the yellows out to make sure nobody smashes into the wall of each other. Unless someone spun. Oh, hang on.
It says it's in
Bottas!
Sector 2, Bottas.
And this will stop the practice starts. Valtteri Bottas has gone straight on at the top of the hill at Aqua Minerale, and he hasn't gone into the wall. He's just kissing the wall as well. Let's listen to the radio.
Okay, Valtteri.
He's found reverse.
Just trying to reverse. Copy.
He has found reverse, actually, as Bottas, but this shouldn't cancel the practice starts. I don't think why it would, but that is a real yellow. Even after the session, Megan, they're still crashing. How can we go racing tomorrow? How can we go qualifying today? It's insanity.
I would say very, very unexperiencedly. Oh my God, he crashed right in front of the fence.
He did, yeah, that's going to be great for them to see. Everyone, get your photos out. He's beached it. He's done it now. He's got no traction. This will be a red flag then.
They get to see it.
They're going to have to red flag this one. They do get to red flag even after the session's done because cars are still on the track. They're doing their practice starts, but I suppose if they do red flag, they can't then finish the starts. Let's take a look how he did it. Coming in there, does he touch the white line? Yes, he does. Exactly the same, Megan, as Lando Norris. Exactly the same. He just ended up a bit more up the track.
Just entered a little bit more to the barrier.
And bang! Round he goes into the gravel, and no damage to the wing at all, Megs. He's got very lucky there. Yes. But he's just beached it. So you may as well just switch off the engine now, Valtteri. Just let them crane it back. Otherwise, you're just going to have more damage. Oh, I was tapping you to talk to say something.
Right, so oh my, did no one notice this?
I did. He's been there for ages.
No, Magnussen and Schumacher, 4th and 5th.
We knew that.
I didn't.
Are you paying attention today?
Yeah, but I was mainly looking at the screen to see if anyone
As we
had gone
come to the
off.
grid, we'll go mode slow and 1 static bite point and 1 burnout, please. So mode slow, 1 burnout.
Yeah, mode slow, 1 burnout on the board as well.
Do you know how we had kebabs yesterday? And I still have ours left.
Yes.
Well, you never guess what 1 down is.
What's 1 down?
Kebab.
Oh, always nice to hear that then.
Look, I thought it was kebab, but I don't know how to spell it, so I went here to see, and kebab.
I can confirm it is kebab.
That's hilarious.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that.
It's like fate was trying to draw kebabs in.
Can you hear the music, Josh?
Yeah.
Fab. Here's the results then. Charles Leclerc fastest from Carlos Sainz second, Max Verstappen third, 4th for Kevin Magnussen, 5th for Mick Schumacher, Sergio Perez is 6th, 7th for Fernando Alonso, 8th for Sebastian Vettel, 9th for Yuki Tsunoda, and 10th for George Russell. Bottas is 11th, Gasly 12th, Ocon is 13th, Norris 14th, Ricciardo 15th, Stroll 16th, Albon 17th, Hamilton 18th, Zhou 19th, and Latifi in 20th. Raindrops continue to fall here in Emilia Romagna. Not a bad session, that one. Qualifying getting underway then, as I said. You can join us next at 3:45 p.m. for all of the action from qualifying. Tomorrow, FP2 at 11:20. The sprint at 3 o'clock. And on Sunday, you can join us for the main race as well for Formula 1 at 1:15 for the build-up show as well. For Formula 2, join us tomorrow at 10 to 5. That's 4:40 for the sprint race. And on Sunday, you can join us at 9:15 for the feature. Formula 3, 9:30 tomorrow for the sprint race. 7:45 for the feature. Touring cars, you can join us 11:30 Sunday, 4:30 Sunday, and 5:20 on Sunday for race 1, 2, and 3. Race 2 is delayed. And you can join us for the MotoGP Portuguese Grand Prix at 12:20 on Sunday as well for all of the action. Right, we'll be back later on. My thanks to Megan, my thanks to Josh. We're on a quick off to get over to MotoGP. But from us all here, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Join us for qualifying, of course, next up at 3:45. Bye for now.